So hello friends, today we are going to do about math class functions. Math class is a math class. This math class is present in java.lang package, which is imported. It is whenever you declare a class, it is just imported in that class only. Okay, you don't need to import it explicitly. Implicitly, it is just imported. Okay, and in that package, one class is there, that is math class. Simple mathematical calculations you can do without math class, like addition or subtraction, division. Those things are, for those things you don't need any math class to write a math dot something. Okay, but for more functions you need math class. For example, here are few math functions of math class I have mentioned, and I am going to explain those one by one. Just focus for a few minutes. Okay. So math dot mean a comma b. So with the name only you can understand. It will just find from that these two parameters are there, or arguments, whatever you call, a comma b are present. Okay. It will just check which one is greater, and it will return the smaller one. Okay, it will check more, or you can say in the other way that it will just check which one is smaller, and it will just return the mean value. It will return mean, mean. Okay, mean, that means the smaller one. Maybe b is the smaller, so b will return b dot 0. It will return everything in double, so dot 0 if it is an integer or whatever. Okay, so it will return the smallest number. Okay, it will return the smallest number. Math dot max, obviously it is just the opposite. A comma b, if the parameters are a comma b, then it will return whichever the greater number is. For example, if a is greater, here b was smaller, so let's take that example. So if b is smaller there, so obviously a is greater, so it will return a comma 0. Okay, with the name only you can understand that if it is math dot mean a comma b, then it will return the smallest value among or between a comma b, a or b, anyone. Okay, whichever is smaller. And math dot max will return the greater one. Okay, which one is the greater among a comma b. Okay, so now math dot sqrt you can understand square root. It is talking about math dot sqrt comma a. It will just return root over a. Okay, if a is 4 is there, it will return 2 comma 0. Okay, if a is 4, then it will return 2 comma 0. So see, in the same way cbrt, I hope you got it. It is cube root of a. Okay, a is the parameter, so cube root of a. If a is equals to 8, it will return 2 comma 0, 2.0. Okay, in the double it will return in the double data type, so obviously 0.0 you have to write. This is a very common mistake which students make actually, while these kind of functions are generally given in small snippets or small output based questions that write the output of this following code. Okay, so while writing the output, with maybe you have identified which is the largest number here, or you have calculated the square root of the number, but while writing the output you have written maybe if a is equals to 4, the answer you have, if a is equals to 4, then the answer you have written 2. Math.sqrt, the answer you have written 2. So it will be wrong, because it will return 2.0. Okay, it will return in double data type. Okay, so this is very important while you are writing the output of any math class function. Okay, now math.pow is power, nothing else. Pow is power. Power means if a comma b are the parameters are there, then it will return a to the power b. Okay, a and b can be anything. If a is 2 and b is also maybe 3, then it will return 2 to the power 3. Okay, so pow, I think you understood. It will return the value after calculating it. Okay, 2 to the power 3 is 8, so it will return 8 comma 8.0. Sorry, I don't know why I'm doing it point. 8.0 it will return, 8.0 it will return. Okay. Now mat.abs. ABA is nothing. ABS is absolute. Wait, let me clear it. Absolute value. ABS will return the absolute value. For example, if A is equals to, it is just mod. It is just, you can understand mod. It will return mod. It will return mod of A. It will return mod of A. For example, if A is equals to -4, it will return 4. If A is equals to 4, then it will also return 4. Just the magnitude it will return. It will not take the sign. If it is negative, obviously if it is positive, there is no sign. But if it is negative, it will return the without the minus sign. It will just return you the absolute value. It will return. Mat.abs is used for that. Okay. Mat.round will round off the number whatever is present there. Maybe if it is 9.5, it will return you 10.0. Okay, it will return you 10.0. Obviously, it will return you 10.0. Round off works like this. Obviously, I think you know. If it is 9.4, it will return you 9.0. Okay, it will just return the nearest integer. It's just normal round off, you can say. Okay, it's just normal round off. Okay, just normal round off. Mat.floor. So up to here they were normal functions or basic functions, you can say that those are very easy to understand. Now the complex part begins from here, but actually these are also simple. If I just explain it, it will be very easy. Don't worry, nothing special, very it's childish things, don't worry. Mat.floor. Let's start with mat.floor. What is mat.floor? Floor means, I think you know, if this is a room, then floor means the down part and ceiling means the upper part. This thing you just keep in mind. Then we will go forward. Okay. Floor means the lower part. So always whichever number will be returned by mat.floor, it will, for example, the number returned is B. So B will always be less than the argument. A is there na? Inside that function the argument is A. So if the return, whatever the value it has returned, if it is B, then B will always be less than A. This is very important. Keep it in mind. Whatever the answer will be, it will be obviously less than the argument. Okay. Now let's take a few examples. If it is 9.5, what it will give? It will give to the lowest integer smaller than the argument. Okay, it will return 9.0. Okay, it will return 9.0. Here also it will return. Now the only difference is here also it will return 9.0. If it is 9.4, if it is 9.4, then what it will return? Tell. Then also it will return 9.0. Okay. Always it will be smaller. It will not be. It is not round off. This is mat.floor. Now the confusion begins when it is minus. For example, minus 9.5. Now what it will be? Now it will, what it will return? It cannot return minus 9.0, because minus 9.0, this is greater than minus 9.5. Minus 9.0 is greater than minus 9.5. So obviously the answer will not be minus 9.0 this time. When it comes minus, it is a little complex. When it is just nothing complex actually, when it is minus 9.5, it will be minus 10.0. Obviously minus 10.0, this is smaller than minus 9.5 obviously, so it will return minus 10.0. So it will always be whatever the return it will be. Floor, obviously I told you that floor is the less or the down part of a room, that you can remember it like this. Okay, the below part or the lower part of the room. So whatever the number or the argument will be, that a will be, that will be, or rather you can say whatever the answer will be. For example, the answer is b, it will always be less than the argument. Always it will be less than, it will make it floored. नीचे नहीं चला আসবে, वो नीचे लेके आएगा वैल्यू को. समझ गए ना? Okay. Now the next is mat dot seal. So seal, I think you got to know, obviously you may have got an idea. Seal. Seal means ceiling. If there is a room, ceiling means up. So ये ऊपर लेके जाएगा, ऊपरे नहीं जाবে ভ্যালুটাকে. Okay, it will take it up. So now for example, if 9.5 is there, answer will be 10.0. It will take it up, right? ऊपर लेके जाएगा, ऊपरे नहीं जाए वैल्यूटाके. Okay, वैल्यू को ऊपर लेके जाएगा. It will take the value up to ceiling. Okay, it will take the value up to ceiling. So the smallest number which is greater than this number. So whatever the answer will be this time, remember, whatever the answer will be this time, if the answer is b, then b will always be greater than a. B will always be greater than a. Remember this. Okay, this is very, very important. These two things are. While floor, the answer will be less than the argument, and in ceiling, the answer will be greater than the argument. Now this time, if it is minus 9.5, what it will return? This time it will return minus 9.0, because this is greater than minus 9.5. So remember these two differences. It is little confusing, but if you practice or if you understand the logic behind it, it's very easy. Okay, you can remember it like this, that I give you an example of a room. Ceiling means seal, it will always take the value up. Floor will always bring the value down. Okay, now while negative numbers, it is just the opposite. Just need to apply some logic and you will get to know. Always remember, your answer in case of mat.floor, your answer should be less than the argument a, and in mat.seal, your answer should be greater than the argument a. Okay, now let's see what's next. Next is, these two are done. Next is mat.rent. Now the fun part begins. Mat.rent. Mat.rent. Okay, let's go for mat.rent. In a few books, it is given that mat.rent is same as round function mat.round, but there is a little difference between, which is not told about. Let me tell that. Okay, there is a little difference. It is just the same. It's just the same, but there is a little difference. The difference is, for example, if there is a number, if there is a number it is same as mat.round, very same. Just a little difference is there. Let me tell that. If it is 9.5, okay, there are two numbers in the upper limit and lower limit. For example, 9.5 lies between 9.0, then 9.5 comes, and then comes 10.0. Okay, so mat.round, what it will do? It will take this value to mat. If it is in mat.rent place, if it was mat.round, what will be the answer? The answer would have been 10.0. In this case also, the answer will be 10.0. But this time also the answer will be 10.0 only, but there is an exception. Few exceptions are there. For example, if it is 4.5, now what the answer will be? Now guess what the answer will be. Guess. Let me mark the points. You guess. Let me mark the points. Then it will be 5.0. So you have guessed what the answer will be. If you have guessed the answer will be 5.0, it is wrong. Here the twist is there. Okay, the answer would have been either 5.0 or 4.0. If here is mat.round, the answer will be 5.0. listen to me very carefully. Okay, listen to me very carefully. If 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 here it was mat dot round, then the answer would be 5.0. But if this is mat dot rent, it will take 4.0. Why it will be 4.0? Because 4.0 is a even number. Yes, this is the difference. This is the difference. This is the difference. See, this is the difference. If there is a function called mat.rent and the argument is a, if it is in point, there can be two numbers. One is on the left side of this a. One is left side of a, then a will come, and another one is right side of a. So the answer is either this one or this one. Okay, either this one or this one. So I told you this mat.rent is same as mat.round. Okay, if here is something 0.5, then it will take the next number, and if it is something 0.5 or greater than 5, if the decimal point is greater than 5, then obviously it will take the next number, and if the decimal point is less than 5, it will take the previous number. But in case of round, this will happen, whatever I told now. Okay, this will happen in case of round. In case of rent also it will happen, but mat.rent will also check whether the number which I am taking, whether the number which I am giving as output, whether it is B or this C, whether it is less than A or greater than A, whatever it is, it will check which one is even. It will check which one is even. That value it will return. It will return the even value. It will return the even value. It will prefer the even value. It will return the even value. Whether it is less or more doesn't matter. Let's just take few examples. Okay. Let's just take few examples. If it is 9.5. Okay. If it is 9.5. For example, it is 9.5. So here RO represents round function. Okay, so round function, what it will return? It will return 10.0. RI represents rent function. Okay, there is no space, so I am writing like this. 9.5. So rent function, if it is there, it will also return 10.0. But if here it is 4.5, so here now round function will give you, let's go to the next page. If round function is there, for example, if it is 4.5 and round function is there, it will return 5.0. Okay, but if rent function is there, then it will return 4.0. This is the difference. Rent function will prefer even numbers. Okay, got my point? This thing is not given in all the books. Few books are there, and in few books this is not present, so you can check it also. This is the difference between rent and round. Otherwise both are same. Okay, both calculation part is same. However, how you need to figure out what the value will be. But mat.rent, it is there. If it is there, then please check whether the number you are giving as output, whether that number is even or not. That number has to be even. Okay, understood? So this conclusion we can come out that mat.rent will give even number. For sure, it will give even number. It can be greater than A, or it can be less than A, doesn't matter. It can be greater than A or less than A, doesn't matter. But obviously it will be a even number. Whichever number will be even, it will return that. Okay. So mat.rent is done. Mat.random generates, if you just, there is no argument in mat.random, you can see it is just written like this: mat.random first bracket open close. So this function returns any random value between 0 to 1. Between 0 and 1, any random value it will produce. Okay, and if you want to produce any random value between between m and n. For example, m is the lower limit and n is the upper limit. Okay, between these two numbers m and n, if you need to produce any random value, then just the function you need to write mat dot random, no space, that's why I am writing like this, mat dot random. Okay, let's come here, mat dot random, mat dot random it is. Okay, bracket open close, into n minus m plus m. This is the formula basically to find any random number between m and n. So m is always less than n. That means m is the lower limit, lower part. For example, 5, between 5 and 10 you need to produce any random value. So here it will be 10 minus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Plus is already there, so plus 5. Okay. So this is the way to produce any random value between m and n, and only mat.random will produce any random value between 0 and 1. Okay. Mat.log, you can understand, this will just return the natural logarithm, natural log of number a. Okay. The natural log of any number a is a base 10. Okay. A base 10. It will just return the natural logarithm of a number written. Now mat dot sine cos tan, and this is a tan also. Okay. Mat dot, now see, mat dot, I am not writing, this is common thing. Mat dot sine a, if it is there, it will just find the sine of a. Find the sine of a. Sine, you know, trigonometric functions are there. Sine of a. Okay, sine of a is any it is not given in degrees, it is given in radians. You have to just convert degrees to radians, and then you have to enter this, and then the sine value will be given to you. Okay, sine, it will be given like this. For example, if a is 90, it can be written, it has to be written in radians. You have to convert it into radians, and then you have to enter a, and it will return, obviously it will return 1. Okay. So sine 90 is 1. Okay, so basically it will return the sine of a. A is not degrees, it is written in radians. Then obviously, if it is instead of sine, if I give here cos, then it will give cos a. It will give cos of a. It will return the value. This is also a is in radian, and they will just return the cos or cosine of angle a. Okay. Yeah, same way tan is also done. If it is tan, is mat dot tan is written. These are trigonometric functions. You may be learning it in higher classes also. This is there up to 12. It is there, trigonometry. So there you will know sine, cos, tan. Okay. So there you will get this sine, cos, tan. Okay. Others are just reciprocal of this. Just you have to inverse that. Not inverse actually. You have to just reverse it. Okay. 1 by that you have to write, and it will just give you the value. Doesn't matter. 1 by this function, if you write 1 by mat dot tan, if you just 1 by mat dot tan, if you write, it will just give you cot a. Obviously you know that. Obviously you know that. It's not inverse. Inverse is different. Okay. Inverse is different. Now this I think you got. Okay. Now the functions are mat dot a tan or mat dot a sine. What does that mean? Mat dot a sine. There is no space actually. Okay. Wait. Mat dot, you just fix it, and mat dot a sine. For example, any argument a is there. Mat dot a sine means it will return, it is just nothing but sine inverse. Okay, these functions are there in 12. There is a whole chapter in inverse trigonometry. It will return this is the value of sine. For example, here you will not return, you will not enter 90 degrees here, or 90 converted into radians. Here you will enter, for example, 1. For example, you have entered here, you have to enter here the value after sine. For example, 1 you have entered here. So now the function will return 90. degrees, not in degrees, but 90 in radians it will return. Okay. So this is the inverse function. Inverse function returns, or trigonometric inverse just returns the degree or the value of that degree, maybe either in degree or in radians, but the value of the angle it returns, basically the angle value it returns. Okay. Mat dot a cos a is also the same thing, or a tan is also the same thing. Okay. These are the same things. If you enter the value, then it will just return the value of the angle. Okay, these are the inverse functions. For inverse functions, we write mat dot a cos, or mat dot a tan, or mat dot a sin. Okay. Okay. So next, so here it ends. So hope you understood all the mathematical functions present in math class in Java.line package. Hope the video was helpful to you. Okay, these kind of things are not generally used in program very much, but in few places it can be used, and generally questions come like to solve few code snippets, few small codings are there, and they will just tell you to write the output of the small code. Okay, for that you need to know how these all functions operate, how they calculate the values inside, or the arguments present, how they operate on the arguments, that you need to know. So if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. Thank you. God bless you.